Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter and this is Tennis Now presented by Tennis Express. Get your favorite tennis gear at tennisexpress.com today. By now you have likely heard that Iga Swiatek has been handed a 1-month ban for testing positive for a drug called Trimetazidine. That makes Iga the second top player to test positive for a banned substance in 2024, along with Jannik Sinner, who tested positive for the anabolic steroid clostebol in March. Surprising news in both of those cases. News of Swiatek's ban was announced on November 28th. It's officially over as of December 4th. So here's what you need to know about this case. First, the doping test in question was conducted on August 12th before she played in Cincinnati. Next, the news of the positive test came out on September 12th after the U.S. Open, and Iga says she was shocked at the results. It marked the start of an investigation into possible anti-doping violations by the International Tennis Integrity Unit, ITIA. Before we move on, a few important notes for you. Iga's sample contained a trace amount of trimetazidine. To be exact, it was 0.05 nanograms per milliliter, which is 1/1000th of a gram. So what is trimetazidine, or TMZ? It's a medication used to treat heart-related conditions like angina, but at a certain dosage, it can help athletes by metabolizing fatty acids, which helps your body use oxygen. It allows for more blood flow to the heart and limits quick changes in your blood pressure. Okay, now back to the timeline. Within 10 days of the news, on September 22nd, Swiatek and her team submitted an appeal to the ITIA, saying they had no idea where the TMZ came from. A note about that appeal: if filed within 10 days, an appeal guarantees the player's case will not go public until the findings are actually official. The same thing happened with Jannik Sinner. A lot of people are bothered by this, but this is the process. These are the rules. The real trouble is that lower-ranked players can't afford to hire a law firm to handle this kind of appeal in a timely manner. It's a real concern, but that's a conversation for a different video. Now back to that timeline. Swiatek remained provisionally suspended for the next 22 days and pulled out of events at Seoul, Beijing, and Wuhan. During the appeal, her team was able to find the source of that positive test and reported that to the ITIA on September 26th. 2 independent labs confirmed the presence of TMZ in one of the melatonin products that Iga takes. It is classified in Poland and other countries as an over-the-counter drug. The melatonin was typically purchased for Swiatek by her psychologist, Daria Abramovich. According to the ITIA, the contamination was confirmed by the independent and WADA-accredited Sports Medicine Research and Testing Lab in Utah, here in the U.S., and the scenario was verified by an independent scientific expert from another WADA-accredited lab. The lab in Utah detected TMZ in tablets from both the opened container and a sealed container. In a bit of a wrinkle, the ITIA wasn't able to obtain batch evidence from the Polish company that produced the melatonin. The batches came from Swiatek's team, which some point out is not ideal in this case. More about melatonin now. For those who don't know, it is a supplement used to regulate sleep-wake cycles, and it's fairly common among a lot of professional tennis players who zip around a lot of time zones and work until all hours of the night. Here in the U.S., it's a supplement. It's classified as a medication in Poland, but it is available over the counter, so you don't need a prescription. Another important fact: the company that manufactured Swiatek's melatonin product also manufactures a TMZ product. This was verified by the ITIA. With these findings, the ITIA reinstated Swiatek on October 4th, allowing for her to compete at the WTA Finals and the Billie Jean King Cup. For those who wonder if Swiatek might have had a larger amount of TMZ in her system before or after that positive test, this is from the ITIA. Iga had negative urine samples 10 days before her drug test on August 12th and 15 days afterwards. Hair tests were also negative, which all indicates Iga did not use a therapeutic dose of TMZ. If she had, she would have had a much higher concentration of that product in her system. Another important question here. Did Swiatek mention the melatonin on her doping control form? It's a good question, and the answer to that is no. Swiatek did mention 14 other supplements and medications, but not the melatonin. Maybe she thought it was unnecessary because it's typically an over-the-counter sleep aid. The ITIA initially called the omission unsatisfactory, but after 2 meetings, accepted her explanation. After deliberations, the ITIA gave Swiatek a 1-month ban on November 28th and assigned her the lowest level of fault. This gave Swiatek until December 4th to complete her ban because she had already served 22 days from September 12th to October 4th. The final result of the ITIA's case, no significant fault or negligence. And the finding that Iga is on the very low end of that scale is what led to just a 1-month suspension. And there you have it. A lot of details and a lot of information, but we wanted you to get the full picture here. As you can imagine, it's been a pretty tough few months for Iga Swiatek. So what are your thoughts about what happened? Do you think the ban was fair? Was it equal to the violation? And do you trust Iga's statement? Let us know in the comment section and keep it tuned here to Tennis Now as we'll have another video on the subject of doping coming out later this month. I'm Grace Carter. We'll see you next time.